What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would review another discontinued Abercrombie Fitch fragrance. This one is called Abercrombie Fitch Away. This was released in 2021. Another one that I never heard anything about, just saw it recently. I got this at my local Ross for $15. It is 1 ounce, so it's small. I did watch some other reviews online about it, but curious to try it curious to just try it. About the last fragrance that I tried, Abercrombie & Fitch Authentic, I think I said that it didn't have much payout, and actually I ended up really enjoying it. So just to kind of like recap the last one that I tried, I thought it was really good. Let's get right into this and test it out. It is giving classic Abercrombie & Fitch kind of aesthetics. Appreciate that. Okay, box, smooth, sides, nothing on them, back is empty. Let's see what the unicarton looks like. Okay, it looks like we do have some instruction here on the atomizer or the bottle, maybe. Interesting. And again, she's small. Why did they make them so tiny? I guess they probably do make bigger versions, but I'm like, man, this is such a tiny bottle. But on the flip, you know what? This is great if you're traveling, because there is a ounceage limit when you go through TSA, and I'm always like, damn, are they gonna confiscate my expensive fragrances so I don't travel with them? So having something like this that is just 1 ounce, you can take it with you on a trip. You know they're not gonna take it away from you at the airport security. So that I actually do appreciate that. I take that back. Bottle, cool, small. It's heavy. The liquid does have a kind of a little bit of a blue color. Let's see if it's a blue smell. So this is I'm guessing the atomizer. I did see this reviewed on another channel. Shout out to all the fragrance professionals out there. I truly respect what you guys do. I love watching your shows. You guys know what you're talking about. You're professionals. I just like this. I like talking about it. I like smelling good. You guys know all the notes, and I could probably look that up, but you guys are professionals, and I appreciate the space that you hold for what you do. So to all the fragrance viewers out there, you guys are awesome. I love watching your content and your collections. Oh my God. I wish I had a collection a fraction of the size that you guys carry, but I'd probably take me an hour to figure this out, but I did see that you pull this down and that allows you to spray the fragrance. So let's test this out. First thoughts, very, very bright and very citrusy. It is lending notes of like a blue fragrance, meaning we're leaning into kind of like a Nautica blue, maybe a chrome, Azzaro. But this does smell like it has staying power. I like this. It's almost got like a zestiness to it. It's citrusy, but like with with a bang. Yeah, Abercrombie and Fitch. On first impressions, no complaints. I think that for $15 for 1 ounce, that's a great deal. Great to travel with. Another one that I would call a great work fragrance. You don't have to break the bank to smell good. Kicking back on my last video about Abercrombie and Fitch Authentic, that I was like, oh, it's a work fragrance, whatever, nobody's gonna care. And somebody said, oh, you smell really good. So I was surprised at that. I thought it would have no payout, but it really did, and maybe this will too. Subtle sweetness to it, and one more spritz. Subtle sweetness and subtle floral, but not overpowering. Yeah, this is great. I got this at Ross for 15 bucks. If you can find it, grab it. It's a great buy, great fragrance for the price and the size. Abercrombie and Fitch away. I have another version of this one. It's a light blue box that I found at the same store. I will be reviewing that next time. So if you care to hear my opinion about that, just like or subscribe, whatever they want you to do. And yeah, we can check it out together. Shifting gears, another interesting thing that I talked about in my last video, it's so funny when you think about, not even think about things, you talk about something and it just kind of comes up. I had mentioned, I think I was griping about ugly models in my last video, and I had mentioned Victoria's Secret, and fully not knowing, like a day after posting that, 2 days later, they actually had their first fashion show in New York for the first time in 6 years, which was a huge deal. And I just think it's funny because I was like, oh yeah, I don't really follow them, but Abercrombie, Victoria's Secret, they're really not that different. You know, Abercrombie is more about the guys, Victoria's Secret's about the girls, and they're both mall stores who peaked in the 90s and 2000s, and I do know a little bit more about them than I was like, oh yeah, I don't really follow them. Well, I couldn't have followed them because I think they got slayed like A&F did. You know, everyone came out with pitchforks and torches and was like, oh, it's awful, they're objectifying women. If you don't like it, look away. Don't partake. Don't buy their merchandise. Don't watch their shows. Don't engage. I don't know. That's everything. If you don't like it and nobody's being hurt, which by the way, I think the models who are on both brands, they're not complaining about all the money that they're making being in front of the camera. So I don't think anybody's really getting hurt. And you know what? If they are, and if it is a kind of situation where maybe there's an argument on any side of like, oh, people are being exploited. There's also this thing called the front door that you can walk out of. You can walk right out at any given time. You're not beholden to anybody. So that's my rant about that. But I did watch the show, and God, I have a lot of opinions about it. I think that Adriana Lima, man, she carried that show on her back. She came out, and I thought, wow, that is a professional. That is a model. That is a Victoria's Secret girl. And there's a difference between, there's editorial models, there's runway models, and there are a few who can kind of cross paths, but not many of them. There is a channel who I would like to shout out. It's I'm sorry I don't know his name, but his channel is called Alt Mode, and he does kind of a deep dive on like the Met Gala and other kind of fashion things. Love your channel. Go check him out. I hope he does kind of review of the Victoria's Secret 2024 show. He's a little criticky, but I think that's great. I think everything should be a conversation. We can all agree on some things and not agree on some things. One of my biggest things that I thought it was great that they were like, you know what, we're gonna dip our toe back into this after being hated on for however long, and we're going to see what people think about it and maybe try it again next year. A lot of the models were, you could tell, professional runway models. I mean, they could walk, they looked stunning, but they didn't have that thing that it takes to be an angel. They weren't smiling. They did that kind of like pucker face thing that models do in high fashion. Like Kate Moss was there, who's an icon and a legend, but I wouldn't call her a Victoria's Secret angel. Her daughter did walk, so I think it's cool that they both got to do that together. And, we should honor the people who are professionals in that space. I don't think that's her space, but she was there, and I think it's cool that she was able to do it with her daughter. Tyra Banks walked. I think she closed the show. She's another one. Let's give her flowers if we can or should. But let's let this be her last closing. Let's close that chapter for her. There were a couple other OG Victoria's Secret girls. Alessandra. There's a girl from South Africa. I want to say Candace. I don't want to butcher her last name. Stunning. Those girls are professionals. It really takes something to be on that level. Like, I feel like that's the epitome of being a model, not just a runway model, but those girls are hot. Like they really are. My jaw dropped when Adriana came out. So just my thoughts on that. Let me know what you think if you saw the show, what you thought about the models, what you thought about the girls. Do you think the show should come back? Lisa performed from Blackpink. I thought she killed it. Cher performed, and I was kind of like, and she's somebody who should be celebrated as well, but they interviewed her on the pink carpet, and they were like, what are you excited about tonight? Do you have a really great outfit or anything that you want to tell us about? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, go home. If you're not excited, then what are you doing here? This is supposed to be a celebration of something that we're bringing back and that we hope is back for a while. But I'm gonna cut it off here. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you thought if you caught the show, and as always, comment, like, subscribe. I appreciate talking with all of you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.